Urban legends and modern-day fairy tales are nothing new. From Bigfoot to the Loch Ness, myths have been around for a very long time. Even video games have become susceptible to urban legends. There are tons of video game myths out there, and I'm going to tell you just a couple of my personal favorites. I present to you my top 5 favorite video game myths and legends, 200 subscriber edition. Number 5. Polybius. Okay, so it's 1981. Arcades are all the rage, with games like Pac-Man, Battlezone, and others. Kids are always at the arcades, but a new game was released in an arcade in Portland, Oregon in 1981 by the name of Polybius. It was a Tempest-like game that became very popular amongst the arcade players. According to the legend, the game caused strange side effects like amnesia, insomnia, nightmares, night terrors, and even suicide. Some say the game was put there by the government to collect psychoactive data from the players, and some even say that they saw the men in black standing next to the machines recording the data. No one knows if Polybius really ever existed or not. Some say they've seen it, some even say they have ROMs of it. Its true existence, however, is still a mystery. Number 4. The Curse of the Tails Doll from Sonic R. Sonic R was a racing game released on Sega Saturn and PC in 1997. It contained all of the Sonic characters with a few unlockables. It wasn't a very well received game, however, with some reviewers calling it short, criticizing the game's music, and even calling it a Mario Kart 64 knockoff. Now, the myth about this game comes from one of the unlockable characters called the Tails Doll. The Tails Doll is unlocked by collecting 5 Sonic tokens and finishing at least 3rd place and then beating it in a race. People say there are various forms of the curse, going from playing the game with the certain characters to playing a song associated with the doll called "Can You Feel the Sunshine in a Dark Room," to even having the Tails Doll actually come out of the TV and kill you, to one where you could even be sucked into the TV while playing the game. And by the looks of them, I don't blame them. I mean, look at it. Why does it look like that? What's wrong with its eyes? What's its problem? But of course, this myth is fake. I mean, if the Tails Doll really could kill people, then how are people able to tell about the curse and describe exactly what happens? Even though it's fake, it's still a pretty interesting myth in my opinion. Number 3. The Legend of Stop and Swap from BanjoKazooie. BanjoKazooie. Everyone loved this duo from the Nintendo 64 era. The great cast of characters and colorful environments were a big hit with the BanjoKazooie games, which were very popular. Unlike other myths on this list, this story is actually true. The story revolves around a hidden feature in the game called the Stop and Swap. It was a feature that would allow you to swap the cartridges for the games BanjoKazooie and its sequel BanjoTooie, and access features between both games. Upon completing BanjoKazooie 100% by getting all the jiggies and everything, the player was shown the locations of 2 mysterious eggs and an ice key by Mumbo. These items could be seen in the game but were not accessible. Supposedly, the 6 mysterious eggs and the ice key will allow you to access features between both games, but due to Nintendo 64 revisions, the idea was unfortunately scrapped. That, however, leave it to 2 hackers that hacked the game and actually found in-game cheat codes that could be used to actually unlock the items and collect them. Though the story of the Stop and Swap wasn't actually implemented in BanjoKazooie like the developers originally intended, that didn't stop Rare from making fun of the fans about it, however. There are many different references to the Stop and Swap in all of Rare's different games, from Grab by the Ghoulies to Banjo Pilot to even Nuts and Bolts. It did kind of make its way into the games. In Nuts and Bolts, collecting the eggs would allow you to unlock vehicle parts to upgrade your cars. And also in the demo version of Nuts and Bolts, Bottles would tell you that the Stop and Swap secret if you paid him 6,000 notes. Well, the guys over at Rare Witch Project extracted the demo's text string and revealed that when you pay Bottles 6,000 notes, he tells you, "I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you." And we couldn't show that in a game with this kind of rating. Put it out of your mind and think happy thoughts. And thanks for the notes. Wow, what an asshole. Number 2. Ben from Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. This one's weird. According to some guy over the internet, he bought a supposed cursed cartridge of The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask from a strange man at a garage sale. The guy went home and started playing it, but then strange things started to happen. He noticed a save file in the game called Ben, and when he deleted it, things got weird. NPCs would no longer refer to him by any name anymore, and after doing the fourth day glitch, he was transported to a strange place in the game. All his NPCs and guards were gone. He was in the town all by himself with no one there, and the song of healing was playing in reverse. He then tried to find a way to escape, but he was suddenly being followed by a Link statue. He tried to lose the statue, but it always just reappeared behind him. As he played more and more, stranger things were happening. It eventually leads to the guy freaking out and giving his roommate a flash drive with the dates recorded of the different things that happened to him while he played the game. It's a really long story, and I'm only giving summaries here, but you should go check it out. It's a good one. And now, my number one favorite video game myth, the super creepy Pokemon hack. I guess this one's my favorite. A guy bought a bootleg copy of a Pokemon hack at a flea market. The guy plays it and notices that he has one extra Pokemon that's not normally there. A Pokemon called Ghost. It had only one attack called Curse. Apparently this attack could kill the Pokemon and their trainer when it was used against them. The guy began to use the curse on everyone he fought. Eventually his game changed. He was now an old man walking around an empty version of the game's overworld. There was no one there. He wandered around until he was back at the place where he started. When he got back to the house where he started, he was suddenly starting to see images of all the Pokemon he had cursed. Then suddenly he was thrust into a battle with a ghost Pokemon. He couldn't run away at all, and all he could do was fight it. He struggled and struggled until eventually he lost and was forced to turn his game off. Upon restarting, new game was the only option left to choose. Now, there's a bit more left to the story, but I'll let you guys figure that out for yourselves. Well, that was my top 5 personal favorite video game myths. These are mostly only summaries, so if you want the full story, then feel free to check out the description for the links to all of the stories here. I'd just like to say thank you all for 200 subscribers. This is a really great feat that I'm happy to have reached. I couldn't have done it without you guys. Thank you.